if you guys are looking for a cover girl, just kind of tongue-in-cheek, half joking, always keep me in mind. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Rupa. I am an ophthalmologist, and today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about how I got on the cover of this magazine for the Best Doctors issue. And this is old. This is from 2012. All right, so is that right? Holy smokes, am I that old? Gosh, it's from 2012. This is 8 years ago. They look the same. All right, so I get a lot of messages from just starting out doctors that want to know how to get onto a similar cover. You probably have the various regional magazines in whichever city you're in the US that has something similar for the Best Doctors. And here's the thing, it didn't come first. What came first was me being a good physician. I work tirelessly hard for my patients. Medically, surgically, professionally, personally, I try my hardest to take the absolute best care of them. And that's what comes first. It's taking good care of your patients, you don't want to put the cart before the horse. You're not skipping to the accolades part first. It's be a good doctor. Be a good doctor first, take care of your patients, don't worry about stuff like this. And eventually, with time, you'll build your reputation in the community. And that's really what it comes down to. When doctors start referring patients to you, if you're a subspecialist like I am, or if you're an internist, still they might be referring to you. And they realize that their patients are well taken care of. And their patients go back to them. Hey, I just went to Honolulu Eye Clinic, or I just saw Dr. Wong and she was great. We really liked her. That's going to build your reputation more than anything else, more than paid advertising. We rarely do any kind of paid advertising. Word of mouth, especially because I live in Hawaii, where it's a pretty small community, word of mouth referrals are always going to be the absolute best because there's that social proof, that person actually went to see you and then they tell their friends. That's the best way to do it. So concentrate on being a good doctor first, build your reputation within the community. Make sure to send letters back to your referring providers if you take care of their patients, to involve them in the care of their patients, because it really is all about continuity of care and making sure that the patients are the best taken care of that we possibly can. And what really makes that happen is when doctors talk to each other. So you want to start there because that's just doing what you trained for. Don't worry about trying to get on all these Best Doctors lists in the beginning. Just concentrate on the medicine, on being the absolute best doctor that you can be. And then with time, a lot of these lists are voted on by the other doctors that are on the list. So whether it's top doctors or best doctors, they're all kind of similar. And the people that are currently on those lists get a chance to nominate and then vote for the younger generation of doctors. So, it really comes naturally. We moved out here in 2008, so it actually came pretty quickly for us. We built our practice, my husband and I, and by 2010, we actually got on these Best Doctors lists. So that was the first step. We built our practice, we built a reputation in the community, we took good care of patients, and then the other doctors decided to vote for us and put us on the list. We did not campaign for it. We didn't send emails. We didn't ask people to vote for us. Don't do that stuff. Just be a good doctor and it's going to come naturally. Once you're on the nomination ballot, then they can vote for you. And then once they tally up the votes, depending on which list, it can be once a year or once every 2 years. And then most oftentimes those lists will have some kind of contract with the local magazine. This is the absolute only time that we do any kind of advertising. Hold on. You can't pay to be on the cover or even on the list, but once a year we will do an ad in this issue of the magazine. And that's the only advertising, just because people tend to expect it and sometimes they don't actually look at the list itself. And so if we can do a little advertisement, I don't know, I can't find it right now. I'll put a little snapshot there. Okay, there's the ad. That's the process of getting on it. Now, once you're on the list, how do you get on the cover? And that's where I think it is helpful just to be a chatty person and be a nice person. That's kind of what I do. We were putting out an ad in the magazine, and I got to know our ads manager, and I just like talking with people. I like developing relationships. If you guys have seen my video about how I matched into ophthalmology despite average board scores, it's a similar kind of thing. I think I enjoy meeting people, and I like hearing about them, and then sometimes those relationships come in handy. So for this, when they were trying to come up with a person to be on the cover, the woman that I had always was my point of contact at the magazine to place the ad asked me, would you be interested in being on the cover? And they wanted a woman. And a lot of times it's just to check some boxes, right? They had an older man the year before, so they wanted a younger woman this year. So sometimes it really is just about checking boxes. But don't be afraid to send out a little email. Hey, I did plant that seed. I'm not going to lie. When I would speak with Karen, hey, if you guys are looking for a cover girl, just kind of tongue in cheek, half joking, always keep me in mind. And eventually it paid off, and they did keep me in mind, and they did approach me and ask me. And so it was a really nice honor to be able to do it, but it doesn't just come about randomly. At least it didn't for me. So that's basically what I would recommend. Be a good doctor, get on the best doctors list through just the process of being a good physician or a good doctor, and then work your connections if you have any. You don't need to advertise at all to be able to get onto the cover. You can always just shoot an email to the editorial board or anything, but it does help to have some kind of connections. And I just genuinely liked the account rep that I had. We used to go out to lunch after we started chatting. She would come to see me as a patient. So it just kind of worked out that way. And I think the key is just to remember there's really no shortcuts. I mean, sometimes people just see, oh my gosh, they moved and 4 years later she's on the cover, and my husband was on the inset. Okay, here's our, I don't know, where's my husband's? There's my husband's picture. He was on the inset of it as well. That's so fast. A lot of times people don't see the process. They don't see the hours that we worked tirelessly up until midnight every night, calling patients, making sure that things were set in our practice, trying to cultivate the best patient experience for them so that they had a wonderful time, not just seeing us, but also with the receptionists and our technicians and training them. People don't see all of that work. And all of that is so crucial in creating an optimal patient experience too. Sometimes people just see the end result. And so I think that's what it comes down to. Put your patients first, and the rest will follow.
One thing I want to bring up is that I know many physicians who are amazing and are not on these best doctors, top doctors lists. So if you're not yet on these lists, please don't worry about it. Don't think you're not a great doctor. Remember, it is a bit of a popularity contest. It takes time to build your reputation within the community, so bear that in mind. And if you're a patient and you have a great doctor who is not on these lists, but you have a fantastic relationship with him or her, please don't switch. This is not some objective measure of how great your doctor is. You can see you have to jump through some hoops to get on these lists, so I don't put a ton of stock in them. But I created this video to share some tips on how to get on them if that's important to you.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was informative. If you have any other topics or ideas you want me to talk about as a private practice doctor and woman that runs our practice, Honolulu Eye Clinic, please let me know. Drop them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Mahalo.